Our fighters are pumping themselves up and are raring to go. Who is going to come out on top in this fight?
Round 1. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Checking their opponent. Shoots off a projectile from downtown to check their approach. We're still in the early going, and it's really anyone's fight. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? What are these fighters thinking now? Who's going to break the silence first? Low heavy, knockdown. Great block on that ambiguous cross-up. Player 1 has used up all of their drive gauge. The drive gauge is completely empty, meaning their ability to block is also weaker. Shoots off a fireball up close. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. Throws them to negate the block. Nails the anti-air. Takes them all the way, and the throw ends the round. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with?
Round 2. Fight.
They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Air slasher! Player 1 had a hard time managing their drive gauge last round, and I'm sure they're aware that they need to start adapting. They break things off to take a quick breather. Player 1 needs to deal with this burnout. Breaks those shins. Jumps up, overdrive, jackknife. What'll happen here? Player 2 is dominating this match. Going in, player 1 has the chance to willing to risk it for the overdrive. Jumps, drives, and back misses. Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. Looking for a chance. A projectile to say, get off! Ah, burnout activates. Air slasher. Impact squat. Oh, here we go. Turns out. Dashes out the cage right there. Wait, what? Are they actually dead? That amazing never say die attitude got them the win.
Final round. Fight.
The low. Who's going to steal this win? Player 2 with the lead, all in with a rush. Player 2, he blinks it. Player 1 baits out the low kick. Perfect execution with the anti-air. Throws him from above. Somehow connects with the throw. Both sides getting ready. Player 1 is in a very good spot now. Target combo throws him. A real tip uses their drive gauge. Meets them air to air. All in with a rush. Looking for a hold. Even the slightest hit may end the round. They can't afford any mistakes. What now? Player 1 wall splat into the guard break. Take a huge chance after that wall splat. They're just gonna go for it with the super. The super's giving them food for thought. Player 1 has gotta be feeling good getting the win out of that absolute carnage. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that rundown. Medium kick. Overdrive jackknife. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? Player 2 with the life lead. The low is denied. The low kick connects. Sees it coming and blocks it out. Knockdown. Player 1 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. Will this super art connect? This is the perfect range to reach going on the offensive. Throws them. What's next? They need to rely on their instincts here. Tries to keep the pressure on the opponent by zoning with fireball. Player 2 needs to hold out until their drive gauge recovers. That was a well-placed projectile. Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Immediate jumping. The next round is beginning. What's gonna happen now? Player one did a great job of reading their opponent up close that last round. Can they keep the momentum? Scrapping it out up close. Player two will need to play it conservative until they're experiencing burnout. Player two in dire straits with burnout. How will they utilize this? Got him up against the wall and the stun is there. Player one holding on to that corner advantage. Both fighters planning something? Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. Drive rush to keep it going. Amazing! Burnout! Expect the tempo of the match to change. Player one has to find the target. No! Stunned off the wall! Player two closes it out!
Ryu
Ooh,
wins.
I dare you to find me a better match than that. Get up and tell him what's good.
Round
It's
one.
not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Denies the jump in. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? Both fighters have plenty of health. Where is this map gonna go? Player one will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. Still slugging it out here. Player one in that dangerous burnout state. Starts off zoning with fireballs. Holds out with the block. Blocks the jump in. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Knockdown. Player one doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Taking stock.
Up into the air off the just cool.
Burnout! Expect the tempo of the... What a finish. Great meat on the life gauge there. Player two picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round two. Fight.
Right off the bat, there's no hesitation. They start the offensive by charging forward. Dashes up. A parry? Grabs and throws him away. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Both fighters have a full super meter on deck. The winner will be the one who manages it best. How did burnout activates? What'll happen here? Player one has an empty drive gauge. This uses the gauge for a super art. Sets it up. Goes for the Shin Shoryuken. They're willing to go all in here. We have super art. Genius read with that throw escape. Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. Blocks it. Oh, what a finish! We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win?
Fight. Round. Fight.
Starts things off with a jump in. Hits them with a stop and bop. Here comes a big combo. This can lead to some big damage. Player two is working with a better gauge. What can they do with it? Oh, blocks the hook, links it. Ooh, what a smart blow. Looking for a hole. What now?
Fires off an air slasher.
Medium kick. Anti-air in the clutch. Throws him. What's next has a bit of OD spice. Oh, burnout. Did they mean to do that? Okay, here we go. A real test of ooh, does them dirty. Player two is in a very good spot now. Low heavy with authority. Player one comes out on top of that fierce battle.
Talk about a show. That match had it all.
Round
It's
one.
not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. This is gonna hurt. Doesn't miss theirs in overdrive Shoryu. They get the distance they want. Let's see their approach. Player two is using their drive liberally. The drive rush to try and keep up the attack. Player two is in burnout. Drives off the tables. One fighter's drive gauge is just about empty. Can they recover or are they in trouble here? Player one chases them down. Very solid corner switch. Goes for a projectile to try and change the pace. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Player two in there! Player one on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round two. Fight!
Immediate jump in. They piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Both fighters want to establish jackknife maximum cuts clean through them. The fighters continue to check each other and brushes that off and keeps going. Player one needs to deal with this burnout. One fighter's drive gauge is just burnout. Expect the tempo of the match to change. Still slugging it out at this range. Both fighters are out of drive. Might be a good idea to back off, but they might try something here. Not much life left. Impact squat. Can they create an opportunity for themselves to seal the deal? This can lead to some big damage. Oh, burnout triggered. Player one can't use any drive moves. Gotta wraps it up with a throw. Player one is a force to be reckoned with. They're still at it. No one's willing to step away from a rematch. That attack landed for a counter hit. They'll have to decide how to follow up. Player two has a slight life lead that they may sit on. Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Takes a trip. Player one creates a good corner opportunity. Throws them. What's next? The jump in is denied. Low heavy hits. Mix up incoming. They get driven into the wall, breaking their guard. Knockdown. Grabs them. Timely side switch there, which will let him go on the attack. Air slasher. Knockdown and... One combo can end this round right now. Burnout action decay. Oh. Player one on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round two. Fight!
Opts to create space to start. The next round is beginning. What's gonna happen now? Dashes forward. Player one creates a good corner opportunity. Drive gauge gap here. Player one is going to have experiencing burnout. Player one has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Full SA meters on deck for both sides. This could be over soon. Quick breather. Drive usage is back on the table. Getting up, just goes for it at this range. Oh, burnout triggered in there. Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow up here? Anti-air drops. Parries the projectile. Let's off the projectile to waste time. Any developments early in the round will set the table for the rest of the fight. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. You can use a drive rush like that there to maintain the pressure. Well, they managed to escape the corner, but they can't let their guard down. Player one is in burnout. Drives off the table. One fighter's drive gauge is just about empty. Can they recover, or are they in trouble here? Both of them have entered burnout state, which will drastically change their approach to the fight. Takes a trip. Big gap between the two fighters, so they throw out a fireball. Neither of them willing to back off here. They've been pushed into the wall and the stun's there. Player one is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Taking stock. Player one can't use any more drive without burning out. Oh, burnout triggered! Player one needs to hold out until their drive gauge recovers. KO! Player two on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round two. Fight!
Back out to start. They're not taking any chance. Air slasher. Projectile to try and change the situation. Risky up-close scrap still going. Drive rush to keep it going. A super art. Experiencing burnout. Finishes with the throw. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now.
Final round. Fight!
Ooh, does him dirty. Checks with a medium kick. just started. It's anyone's game.
Switch sides.
Solid anti-air. Player 2, forward throw. Laying the pressure on Thick. The pace quickens. Holy!
Shrugs that off.
Only 50% breaks it. Okay, here we go.
Burnout, but they may have a plan here.
Player 1
Can't let this simmer. They gotta start.
What a finish! Player 1 was an absolute beast in that match. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. This can lead to some big damage. Jumps in. Jackknife maximum clutch clean through. Let's off a projectile to waste time. Okay, both fighters have taken a long step back. They're both looking to reassess the fight. Trips him up. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Taking stock. Throws them to negate the block. Gets him. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round 2. Fight.
Goes for the jump in to start. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Player 1 has a slight life lead. No knockdown as the low heavy is blocked. Checks with a medium kick. Both fighters planning something? Player burnout. Expect the tempo of the match to change. Baits out the attack and gets the punish counter. Reads the throw and escapes. Pokes with a medium kick.
What? Anti-air.
Medium kick hits. Can they create an opportunity for themselves to knock them out of the air? Time to reassess the situation. Uses their drive gauge. Player 1, there's a wall slap. They can't do anything now. KO! Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. A drive rush to try and keep up the attack. There's a punish counter. This can lead to something very big if they can capitalize. Player 1 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. The super armor does its job. Player 1 needs to deal with this burnout. Had the radar up and running. Decides to meet them in the air. Player 2 chases them down.
They can't squander this punish counter chance.
Ends the round with a sick combo. Amazing. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Fight.
Opts to create hits them with a stop and block. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Player 1 can build off this lead. Both fighters have a full super meter on deck. The winner will be the one who manages it best. Going in? Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. Goes for the rush. Bends the meter, hoping for a good return. Is this gonna kill? Both fighters gotta roll up those sleeves and think of something.
Sunrise Festival. They've gotta nail the inputs to keep this up.
Life lead KO. That was a clinic on how a solid neutral game wins matches. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Let's see what these fighters have up their sleeves out of the gate. Tries to throw, but doesn't connect. Okay, takes them all the way to the ground. Still slugging it out here. What's the play here? Player 2 is working with a less than ideal drive gauge. They'll need to be very careful here. Takes the chance to hurt him. Both fighters are working with empty drive gauges, but I'm sure they want to make something happen. Likely takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. KO. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round 2. Fight.
Who's going to start things off? Big opening ready to be taken advantage of after that parry. Early round decisions are so important to set the tone. There's a wall splash. They can't do anything now. Player one holding on to that corner advantage. Blocking that drive impact isn't going to work. Pokes with a medium kick. Not much life difference. That combo did decent damage. Experiencing burnout. Looking to impress with this super. Oh, no question whether this super art is going to kill or not. Taking no prisoners. Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. They're in a proverbial downward spiral. There's no end to this battle. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Goes for the fireball. Both fighters are pretty much unscathed. Player one pushes the opponent into the corner. No good up high. Player one in that dangerous burnout state. Cross-up blocked. Player one has used up all of their drive gauge. They're being absolutely relentless with this fireball pressure in the corner. Very nice anti-air there. They read their opponent like a book. We've got both sides without a drive gauge. How will they overcome this? Spends the gauge on the drive rush. This is where things will get interesting as the damage starts to pile. This is a huge chance to make them feel it. Uses the drive rush here to steal their turn. Life lead is opening up with a KO. Player one picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round two. Fight.
Connects with medium kick. Takes him all the way to the corner with that. Throw leaves them wide open. Oh, feints? All right, what's coming up next? Risky up-close scrap still going. Gets scooped from down low. Jump hits him with a stop and bop. Max SA gauges, unbelievably in sync with a chance to score big here. Jumps in. Rolling Sova. Are we gonna see a cut? All in with the tops off the tank and scores the win. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. It's time for uses their drive gauge. Both fighters are raring to go. Baits out the low kick. We're just getting started here. Who will take control? Sets up with the jump in. Plenty of health, full gauges. Let nothing stop this train. Hits that with confidence. Charges up the plasma. Both sides getting ready. And it is on. Both gotta do better than that. Drive gauges are all the throw connects. Okay, here we go. Links. Player one is in burnout state. Okay, low heavy. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Dangerous range here. Oh, but you're grounded. Player two delivers the upset. That's one for the replay. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Connects with medium kick. Takes him all the way to the corner with that. They trade hits, and now a drive rush to try and keep up the attack. Down to the wire. Gets a good read on their opponent. Player one is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. All right, what's coming up next? Just out of range for that throw. Spends the gauge on the drive rush. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. Was looking for that jump attack. Throws them to negate the block. Knockdown. Player one is gonna have to wait for that drive gauge. Burnout! Expect the tempo of the match to change. KO. Player one on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round 2. Fight.
Drive boosted, go. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out is so vital. Burnout activates. Player one holding on to that corner advantage. Knockdown and player one.
It's a good spot.
To use the super. Is this gonna kill? Both fighters gotta roll up those sleeves and think of something in there. Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Blanca.
They're all fired up. We're almost underway.
Let us begin.
Showtime! Round 1. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Checking their opponent. Tries to bait him with the projectile. Almost had it, but he gets blocked. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. The fighters are at a standstill. What's going on through their heads? Very nice anti-air there. They read their opponent like a book. Misfire with the drive impact. Player one has used up all of their drive gauge. The drive gauge is completely empty, meaning their ability to block is also weaker. Reads their mind and techs the throw. Brushes off the impact. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Both players with no drive in the tank. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? They've been pushed into the wall and the stun's there. Player one, what a finish. Great read on the life gauge there. Player one takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with?
Fight.
How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Checks them with the projectile. Early round decisions are so important to set the tone. This fight is just underway. What kind of game plan do they have? Reads their mind and techs the throw. Decides to puff up while they can. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Did well to get the buff in there. Gets the combo, experiencing burnout. Player one will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. They decide to take a breather to regroup. Breaks the block with a throw. Going in? The life remaining tells us we're halfway through this match. Oh, burnout triggered!
It's a good spot to use the super.
Yo, are they actually dead? They're not dead. This fight's not over. Player one is not in a good, perfect use of the corner is rewarded with the win this round. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. The side block adds a bit of OD spice. Brushes that off and keeps going. Baits out the attack and gets the punish counter. Player pumps the brakes on the impact. Player one will have to deal with this dangerous bout of genius read with that throw escape. Manages to block the jump in attack. Gotta be impact squashed. Player one with a slight lead. Will they capitalize? Betting a call on the drive rush. Player one has the super gauge advantage. What forward rush? Dash! Ooh, what a smart throw. This day turn corrects them. Drive rush. Flatlines them. Player one
gets the win in a convincing fashion.
They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Denies the jump in. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Still very early in the round. Player 2 in that dangerous burnout state. What are they thinking here? Player 2 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. If they can't escape this rock-solid corner pressure, the KO! Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round 2. Fight.
Immediate jumping. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Barely blocks the jump in. Player 1 chases them down. Going in. Player 1 holding on to that, going wild with Shout of Earth. Player 1 is in a pretty good situation, experiencing burnout. There's the drive impact that's going to lead to a juicy punish counter. Genius read. The low kick hits. Here comes the corner pressure. Well, how did they read that throw? They were not cleared for takeoff. Player 1 took no time to finish that fight.
Round 1. Fight.
Will we see our fighters feel each other out, or just let it fly in this opening round? Plenty of time left. How's the match gonna play out? Both fighters have plenty of health. Where is this match gonna go? Goes for the command grab. Utilizes an overdrive art there to tack on just a little more damage. Finds the time to squeeze in a buff. The impact gets blocked. Drive gauge is at the limit for both fighters. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. There's a corner switch. Trips him up. We've got both sides without a drive gauge. How will they overcome this? How much damage can they deal before the opponent's drive gauge replenishes? Throws them to negate the block. Neither of them willing to back off. Life lead is opening. What a finish. Great read on the life gauge there. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight.
They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Player 2 will need to do a better job of utilizing their drive gauge if they want a different result than last one. Ooh. Player 1 digs in deep to get that drive in. Super on Shinku Hadouken. Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here. Player 1 in dire straits with burnout. Breaks those shins. Grabs and throws them away. Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. Connects with the throw. Player 1 bears the impact. Not letting that go unpunished. Player 2 can't use that till you close it out. What a beast! We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? From above, there's a drive attack. Oh, combo! Let's go! Uses their drive gauge. Drive rush to keep it going. The low block. This is a bad situation to be in. Nails it! There's a burnout. Gets some big game on the wild hunt. Oh, here we go. This is gonna hurt. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Forward rush. They are done! Player 2
Gets the win in a convincing fashion.
It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. The low heavy is denied. Big throws. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? Well, they managed to escape the corner, but they can't let their guard down. Player 2 needs to deal with this burnout. No good up high. Taking stock. Player 2 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Both fighters decide to reset the pace and assess the situation. Feeling out the spacing. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important here. Takes him all the way to the corner with that. Life lead blocking that drive impact isn't going to work. All right, what's going wild with Shout of Earth? Oh, what's this?
The punish counter gives them a great opening here to do big damage.
Ends the round with a sick combo. Amazing. Player 2 wins the first round and is now riding a huge wave of momentum.
Fight.
Opts to create space to start.
Perfect parry.
Big throws. Both fighters want to establish themselves early on. Dashes up. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. They decide to hang back and rethink their game plan. Connect with medium kick. Oh, they're in the corner now. No running away. Hits them with a stop and bop. Oh, burnout triggered.
It's a good spot to use the super.
Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here.
What's wrong? Get up!
They must have a game plan here with a critical art on deck, but executing that plan is the key.
You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Player 1 is dominating, experiencing burnout. Not much movement, but the thinking caps are definite drive rush to keep it going. KO. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks.
Final round. Fight.
Decides not to rush in without a plan. It's time for both fighters to lay it all on the line. Good awareness on the crossover. We're just getting started here. Who will take control? Links it! Player 2 has the super gauge advantage. Knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Amazing.
This is my
Wow, that throw did some juicy damage. Player, oh son, bad news is on the way. Crown them from above. Burn out, but they may have a plan here. Both sides getting the side switch. Are we gonna see a comeback here? Will it be the damage or the setup? This is gonna hurt. Turns out, charges up the plasma. Oh, come on, kid, why would you use the super? Low heavy with authority. Player 1 was definitely sweaty during that well-earned win. They're still at it. No one's willing to step away from a rematch. Adds a bit of OD spice there. Experiencing burnout. Long low attack hits. Player 1 has used up all of their drive gauge. Trip them up. Player 1 is in burnout. Drives off the table. Both of them have entered burnout state, which will drastically change their approach to the fight. Oh, easy tech. Player 2 creates a good corner opportunity, so they break forward to pressure the opponent. Throws them to negate the block. All right, what's coming up next? This is gonna be bad news. Player 2 is, burnout activates. This is a critical point of the round where they just need to go for it. Lots of distance here as both fighters look for an opening. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. The kick hits! Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round 2. Fight.
Reads the command grab. Are we going to see some going wild with Shout of Earth? Will that super be the turning point? Connects with medium kick. Oh, they're in the corner now. No running away. Player 1 experiencing burnout. Ends the meter, hoping for a good return. Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here.
What's wrong? Get up!
Beast mode activated and now they're ready to party. Delivers the pain right to the doorstep. Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. Flatlines them. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Round 1.
How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow up here? We're still in the early going, and it's really anyone's fight. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? Player 2 in that dangerous burnout state. What are they thinking here? Player 2 has used up all of their drive gauge. Goes for the throw. Taking stock. Player 1, they've been pushed into the wall and the stun's there. Forward throw, not letting them out of the corner. Burnout is triggered. Grabs them, very solid corner switch. Life lead is opening up, but that could still be overcome with smart drop. Shinku Hadouken gets him. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Fight!
Blocks the impact. They've both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Throws them to negate the block. Player 1 blocking that drive impact isn't going to work. There's a wall splat. They can't do anything now. What'll happen? Shout of Earth, cranking it up. Player 1 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Both fighters planning something? Sets up with the jump in. Fights out of the corner, back to the center of the stage. One chance here may end this. Hits the drive. Player 2, the drive impact doesn't work. Shoot their shot. Finishes things off with authority with that big punish counter.
Ryu wins.
That was a clinic on how a solid neutral game wins matches. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow up here? Throws him down. We're still in the early going, and it's really anyone's fight. A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move, or you're going to eat tons of damage. Sticks the combo. Sticks the jump in. Taking stock. Big gap between the two fighters, so they throw out a fireball. Neither fighter is willing to back down from this exchange. Takes a trip. This is a tough spot. Okay, creating some space here. Where is their opening? Feeling out the spacing. KO! Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Who will gain control of the match in the early going? The fighters continue to check each other in the early going. All right, what's coming up next? Player 2 is going to have, burnout activates. Beast mode activated, and now they're ready to party. Player 1 is hit them with a stop and bop. Goes for, burnout triggered. They're both driveless. This is gonna get messy. A quick breather. Player 1 holding on to that corner advantage. They're backed up into the corner, anticipated that throw. Can they claw their way back and give themselves a chance to win? What's next? Ooh, does them dirty. Noticeable luck and whip. They're wide open. Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna blink first? All in with a rush. Oh, really clutch read. Oh, that shows some disrespect with that invincible special. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Who will come out on top in this final round? Overdrive Hadouken. Springs forward with the drive rush. Both players look for something to work with, but nothing stops this train. Player 1 with the rhythm. There's a burnout. Player 1 is looking at a grim situation with burnout. Looking for a hole. Close range projectile. Fireball pressure. Trying to wear down the opponent. Pumps the brakes on the impact. Throws them. Player 2 is barely burned out, but they may have a plan here. Player 2 is in burnt, blinks it. What are they gonna do? Ooh, does them dirty. All in with a rush. Player 2 can't let this simmer. This can lead to some big damage. Didn't hesitate going for the kill with that super. Did not miss that chance and takes the round. Player 1 is a force to be reckoned with. hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch.
The punish counter gives them a great opening here to do big damage.
Strings it all together. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Player 2 in that dangerous burnout state. Blows them. What's next? Player 2 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Goes for the super art? All right, what's coming up next? Gets him. Player 1 sets the tone with that win. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Round 2. Fight.
Immediate jump in. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corners. Hold your breath. Digs in deep to get that drive in. Throw leaves them wide open. There's a wall splat. They can't do anything now. Player 1 holding on to that corner advantage. Knockdown and in there. Well, listen, when you're locked in, you're locked in. That was a decisive win. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Will we see our fighters fill each other out or just let it fly in this opening round? Deals some damage with that quick combo. Stands firm and blocks the drive impact. Almost had it, but he gets blocked. Player 1 has used up all of their drive gauge. What are they thinking here? Player 1 in that dangerous burnout state. Backs them into the corner. Oh! They get the distance they want. Let's see their approach. Oh, burnout on both sides? Opts for the throw. Player 2 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Nice cross-up. Absorbs the attack and fires back. Player 1 chases them down. This is a critical point of the round where they just need to go for it. There's a wall splat. They can't do anything now. Player 1 will have to fight back here without any drive. Low heavy for the win. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Overdrive Hadouken. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Sticks the combo. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Burnout! Expect the tempo of the match to change. Oh no, they're stunned. Player 2 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Full SA meters on deck for both sides. This could be over soon. Going in, barely blocks the jump in. Player 1 holding on to that corner advantage. Sneaks in the throw. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? It's time for both fighters to full burnout triggered. Player 2 has got to figure out a way to fight back after getting wiggity washed that round. Both fighters have a full super meter on deck. The winner will be the one who manages it best. Drive rush to keep it going. This is gonna hurt. What now? Meets them air to air. Stays out the low kick. Quick medium post. Reads the jump in perfectly. Player 1 can't. All the throw connects. Both sides getting ready. Closes it out.
Woo! I dare you to find me a better match than that. Get up and tell them what's good. I don't even think they care that others called next. We're getting back into it.
There's an overdrive Shoryu. Neither of them willing to back off. Backs them into the corner. What's the play here? Player 1 has them legit shook in the corner. Takes a trip. Lands the forward throw. The corner pressure continues. Player 2 is almost KO. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage.
Round 2. Fight.
Denies the low heavy. Player 1 blocking that drive impact isn't going to work. Player 1 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Delivers the pain right to the doorstep. Blocks. What's the next move? Sneaks in above. Player one will look to apply pressure here. Pumps the brakes on the impact. Shows a medium kick. Drive rush to keep it going. Our fighters are at a standstill. What's the play here? A real test of low heavy, but no go.
Answer that with confidence.
Closing moments of the match. This is gonna kill. No doubt about it. No way. That win wasn't luck. That was 100% planned. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Cross-up attack. This is it. Who's gonna take all the throw connects? Player one is in a very good spot. All in with the rush. Oh, burns out. Player one is looking at a grim situation with burnout. A jump in? Throws him. Okay, here we go. The low kick hits. Jumps. Grabs him. Amazing. A real low heavy. What will be the follow-up here? The low block. We just saw the heist of the century. I've seen a lot of fights in my day, but nothing even comes close to this one. It's not over yet. Just believe it's time for that run back. Throw escape. Oh, they're in the blocking. That drive impact isn't going to work. Who will gain control of the match in the early going? Tries to throw, but doesn't connect. Knockdown. No go for the throw. There's a corner switch. Sticks the jump in. Player one chases them down. Throws them to negate the block. Knockdown. We are near the end of the round. Can either fighter pull a rabbit out of their hat here? In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. All right, what's coming up next? This goes for the super KO. Player two takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? The jump in is denied. Long low attack hits. Smart play springs forward with the drive rush. Player one needs to use the threat of the corner guard. What's the next move? Still slugging it out at this range. Jumps. Big throws. Going in. Solid anti-air. Hugs nothing but air. Closes with the throw. Hitting him with the smart stuff. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Backdash to start. They're not taking any chances. Jumps up. Both fighters are raring to go. Both, oh my god, what a throw tech. Dangerous range here. Blocks it. All in with the rush. The low. The pace quickens after trading hits. Watching each other carefully. Who will make the first move? Both are ready to pull the big-time whip. Player two is blinking. Here comes, will this super art do anything? Uh-oh, this could really tip the scales. Player one may be able to pull a fast one, especially with the super art ready. Noticeable life flatline zone. Player two gets the win in a convincing fashion. It's not over yet. Just believe it's time for that run back. Brings out a bomb. It's cute and makes people unhinged. Gets the parry in and adds some pressure. Blocks the jump in. Starts with a jump in. Player one chases them down. All right, what's coming up next? Spends the gauge on the drive rush. Takes a trip. Player one is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. And the throw ends the round. Player one takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Goes for the jump in to start. They've both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Player one chases them down. Brushes that off and keeps going. Super arts on deck for both fighters. How they approach the situation will be interesting. Digs in deep to get that drive in. Player one picks a good spot to use the super. Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here.
What's wrong? Get up!
Looking for a chance. Burnout activates. They must have a game plan here with a critical art on deck, but executing that plan is the key. Yo, critical art now? Burning all 3 bars for the crowd save cannonball. Unleashing the beast. Oh boy, both running empty on drive. Player two, can he closes it out? Player one gets the win in a convincing fashion. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow up here? Dashes forward. Not shy with the grab. Opts for the throw. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Player one will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. Starts with a jumper. Takes them all the way to the corner with that. Reads their mind and techs the throw. Player one is in burnout. Drives off the table. All right, what's coming up next? Fireball from very long range. What's next here? Life lead is opening up, but that can still be overcome with smart drive use. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Burnout activates. Player two needs to use the threat of the corner view. Ends the meter, hoping for a good return. Closes it with a classic corner throw. Player two picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. They've both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a gonna pay for telegraphing that jumping. Early round decisions are so important to set the tone. Big throws. Both fighters critical rolling attack. Get out of here. Player two can't use any drive moves without burning out. Side switch in the corner. Player one will look to apply pressure here. Blocking that drive impact isn't going to work. Are we gonna see a comeback here? Hits the drive. Both absolutely refusing to give up ground. Dashes out the gate right there. Yo, are they actually dead? Couldn't finish them off. Can they still take the round? Chisels them down. Ooh, I dare you to find me a better match than that. Get up and tell them what's good. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to winning. Big gap between the two fighters, so they throw out a fireball. Uses the drive rush here to steal their turn. Player one pushes the opponent into the corner. Strings it all together. Their super art gauge is running on empty. That's going to be a big factor in how this match plays. Perfect. Takes the round without getting touched.
Round two.
Player one sets the tone with that win. Let's see if they can keep it up. Grabs them. Brushes that off and keeps going. There's the impact. Not letting that go unpunished. Baits out the attack and gets the punish counter. Shout of Earth, cranking it up. That's not gonna hit. Player one has an empty drive gauge. This is a very burnout. Expect the tempo of the match to change. Knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Crowns them from above. Knockdown, and they're going for the super art. Burns the gauge on the super. KO. Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.